The Emoji Movie is still fresh enough in memory that it is tempting to give the Nutjob 2, Nutty By Nature, credit purely for not being abysmally awful. Lord knows there's little else to give it credit for. At best, it's mildly diverting, owing to a few characters that rise above the rest of the bland pack. At worst, it's tedious and noisy, drowning in action scenes set against antagonists that are neither enjoyable to watch nor make an impression, and on the side of characters we have little reason to care about. Basically, it's another mediocre animated animal film like we get so many of. They're probably a notch or two lower than the batting average. I have not seen the 2014 original, released when I did not have any obligation to catch unappealing animated films, but I have it on good word that it was a pretty bad film. Here, our purple squirrel leads a group of rodents who will ideally want to spend the rest of their days gorging on free food in a closed nut shop. The only holdout is a killjoy female squirrel concerned the animals are losing their natural instincts. When the store blows up pretty early on, seriously, this is all within the first 10 minutes, the animals have no choice but to venture back to the townspark to hunt as they did, having to contend with a greedy mayor wanting to renovate it into a corner-cutting amusement park. I'll forgive you all if I lost you around that plot point. Believe me, it's not a tick in the film's favour. Animals versus greedy, muddy-grabbing humans is not a concept that invites confidence, to put it mildly, and the film just writes itself from there. It's resolutely for kids, and while I normally applaud films not having poor adult references and the like, here it just means I was bored, rather than annoyed every now and then. Take your pick. As I mentioned, most of the merit comes in the form of a couple of mildly amusing characters. First is a bug-eyed pug named Precious, who has a thing for licking out her animals, her vocals supplied by Maya Rudolph, and she's a good diversion. This extends to her subplot, involving a bulldog Bio rather infatuated with her, and while it's hardly executed especially well, it does the job. The funniest character for myself was a gangster mouse, primarily due to Jackie Chan's voice coming out of him. Alas, the filmmakers don't even seem to realise the mouse and his gang are a highlight. Bar an appearance midway through to introduce them, they're confined solely to the last quarter, and there's no dramatic or narrative reason for doing so. A film with them as the chief antagonist would be more interesting than this, for the antagonists are a letdown. Apart from the cardboard mayor, we also have to endure his screeching bratty daughter and a tepid animal control officer. All they do is cancel one another out. As for the visuals, they're par for the course for indie animated products trying to blend in with the big studio productions. These days, that's not all bad. Increased technology at least leads to animals with acceptable fur, though the various human characters still have grotesque, unappealing skin. It reminds you of nothing so much as DreamWorks films from around a decade ago, if somewhat better. And really, that's all I can say, though the better technology does put it miles ahead of the stiff look of the first film. That's the disadvantage with the photorealistic CG style theatrical American animation is locked into these days. Apart from looking awfully similar, the visuals age fast, unless the people involved are smart enough to tailor their aesthetic to the resources available. Why else do Pixar's early efforts still look great? Well, that they're fantastic films doesn't hurt, I suppose. Ultimately, that's where we stand in the film. Rarely bad, but crushingly mediocre and still a disappointment to family entertainment, with one of the two leads being somewhat unlikable and the other being awfully bland. Personally, I wouldn't have heard of this film had the trailer not been in front of the many animated films I've seen in the past month, and it's one you can pass on in a heartbeat. With the animation of 2017 trending the way it is, meaning even the best main films are only getting as far as really good, it's a good time to come out from the summer onslaught. Thanks for watching the review, folks. As always, I'm your host, Mike Culligan of Cartoon Karma. If you like what you saw, leave a like or a comment, that'd be pretty neat. Subscribing will be even neater. Or you can check out my other videos, where I cover animation of all shapes and sizes. Perhaps you can follow the channel on Facebook and Twitter. All your choice, but sure with a smile to my face. Until next time, folks.